Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. In this episode, you are going to hear from Caroline Pham, the CFTC director, on utility tokens and why she believes they should not be so-called securities. You're also going to hear from Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, who is very bullish on this upcoming administration, and you're going to hear from Mickle as well on XRP happening. So stay tuned for that. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Certainly helps the channel. Let's dive into some pricing. Things on the up and up. Bitcoin up 2.6% over the last 24 hours, sitting at 101,422. Ethereum up slightly, sitting at 3,658. XRP up 2.34% in the last 24, sitting at $2.46. And Solana sitting at the number 6 spot, sitting at $214.78, excuse me. Let's dive in to some news. First, coming from Black Swan Capitalists. Here they say fiat currencies are backed by empty promises, and when those promises fail, confidence collapses. Fiat is Latin for currency by force. The gold standard was abandoned temporarily to consolidate wealth. As trust fades, a return to gold and digital gold like XRP is inevitable. Let's take a listen to this brief video from Black Swan Capitalists.
I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connolly to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
All of the problems that we see today in the monetary system are a direct result of the decision made in August 15th, 1971, to abandon fixed link back to gold. What gold did is it provided discipline on governments, provided discipline on government spending.
Under the old system, if you ran a budget deficit, then what would happen is gold would flow out of your country until there was a balance again. Well, without any gold backing, then countries ran perpetual deficits. So if you look at, for example, this country, from 1971 on, the U.S. has never run a surplus. Ever since we went off the gold standard, it's just been perpetual stimulus. Good times, bad times, always run a deficit.
I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary.
There you have it. We won't listen to that again, but you get the point. And when this crash happens, it's not going to be a crash like everybody's going to be, running to their banks on the same day or anything like that. It's simply going to be, they're going to transition to a digital system, and you're going to hear about it on the news. Then most people won't be ahead of it, won't have invested in this industry, and they're going to miss out on a great opportunity. Whether it's XRP, Bitcoin, or another coin, there's going to be plenty of winners, plenty of losers too, but prepare yourself now. Study it, do the research. Coming in from Subjective Views, here he says, why don't we say the utility token is not a security and move on? This coming from CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham, discussing the Global Markets Advisory Committee's digital assets taxonomy. Let's take a listen to this video with Caroline Pham. Very impressive discussion here with her.
Experts there. So I'll talk about the Digital Asset Markets Subcommittee, and thank you so much for your service. Everybody contributes, volunteers their time and their resources of their firms. It's really tremendous that we have people who are still so willing, even a challenging regulatory environment, to participate, to contribute. And what we've done so far is we've done the first ever U.S. digital asset taxonomy. And the idea behind this was because so many other countries in the world have already made these advancements in creating regulatory constructs for crypto assets. Singapore, of course, being one of the first ones, Japan as well, MiCA in Europe, but also we now have the FSB that has international standards for crypto assets. So we need to catch up in the United States. And this is really a tool to make sure that we're all speaking the same language when we're talking about digital assets. And it would help to bridge that gap between the current level of understanding in the United States and where the rest of the world was. It's a guide to help be a resource to U.S. policymakers as we think about alignment, because these are inherently global markets. This technology is borderless. And that's the beauty of it, because it creates access at low cost, connectivity, peer-to-peer, between the furthest points on the globe. And that's miraculous. That is really a value add to public society. Some of the other work streams that I'm very excited about, they just did a recommendation on the tokenization of non-cash collateral. As people think about the efficiencies of using blockchain technology to modernize financial market infrastructure, markets, for example, 24/7 trading, right? You need a settlement asset, preferably a bearer instrument, that can move 24/7. And as we all know, the cash leg of transactions, banks, payment, sending money around the world doesn't move in real time. So this recommendation would allow for U.S. Treasury money market funds, tokenized, to be pledged as non-cash collateral for the derivatives markets. And I think this is really going to open up institutional adoption, because if we think about blockchain technology in our traditional financial markets, I think the killer app is actually collateral management. It's kind of boring, it's really important. Then the other two work streams that are exciting, so we had a presentation from our utility token work stream. In a nutshell, again, around the world, there's a definition of utility tokens. People understand this is a token that provides access to goods and services. Think about rewards points for hotels, for your airlines, customer loyalty programs, fan club programs for your favorite sports team, for your favorite artist. Those are commercial activities. Those aren't stocks. Those should not be subject to regulation. A commercial marketplace like eBay or Amazon that is peer-to-peer, nobody thinks that that should be regulated like the New York Stock Exchange. So why don't we say a utility token is not a security and move on?
There you go, folks. The last part of that being the most important part. Let's note a security token or a utility token, not a security. And XRP is certainly a utility token, so we'll see if they classify it as such. Hopefully they will. Big things coming in the future. Digital asset investor here says mega bomb drop. There's some talk about a crypto reserve. I think that would end up including Bitcoin and other technologies, which frankly, just makes sense from a diversification point of view. And then he says, lock the F in. Let's listen to this interview with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse.
Yeah, I mean, like years ago, before Biden was elected, what the words I used to use is like, I just want a level playing field. Like the U.S. government shouldn't be picking winners and losers. And as much as I'm pro Bitcoin and pro ETH, the SEC. I mean, people forget this, but XRP used to be the second most valuable digital asset after Bitcoin. The United States SEC then gets involved in picking winners and saying, hey, ETH gets a pass, but XRP doesn't. And look, this is in my view, very un-American. And to your point, I think it used to be, I just asked for a level playing field. It does feel like, and I think certainly if you look at the crypto markets as a barometer, this administration is putting America first. And we shall see. It's still, there's things to play out and things to happen. But I think indications are that, if, for example, there's some talk about a crypto reserve, and I think that would end up including Bitcoin and other technologies, which, frankly, just makes sense from a diversification point of view. And so I'm very optimistic that it is a new dawn for the crypto industry in the United States. The United States has led in many technical innovations, and it was leading in crypto, and some of the leading global companies are based here in the United States. But the last handful of years in the Biden administration have been very hostile towards crypto, maybe amongst the most hostile on the planet, and that's coming to an end. So that's going to be good for the big companies that Ripple included.
Here you have it. So Brad Garlinghouse bullish on a crypto reserve, thinking it will include Bitcoin and other crypto assets. So what could those be? potentially XRP, potentially XLM, and others. But he is definitely excited about this new administration. Moving on to Zach Rector, who says, lock in, baby. This party is just getting started. He's retweeting here Brad Garlinghouse, who says 2025 is here and Trump bull market is real. For Ripple, this is even more personal after Gensler's SEC effectively froze our business opportunities here at home for years. So good stuff there from Zach Rector. Coming in from XRP Drops, he says the switch just flipped. Out of nowhere, RLUSD's volume skyrocketed 2,000%, is now doing 600 million worth of volume. Let's take a listen to Mickle on this brief video regarding Ripple stablecoin and how quickly it's moving. Take a listen.
Because this is absolutely shocking. Out of nowhere, RLUSD's volume skyrocketed 2,000% and is now doing 600 million worth of volume. Just a couple hours ago, this was close to 20 to 30 million, which was already extremely high and very successful. But to see it at 600 million this early is absolutely insane. What we're likely going to see is a huge amount of volume shift away from USDC and Tether as Ripple turns on their products using their own stablecoin RLUSD. Now, just for a comparison to show you guys how good this is, PayPal's stablecoin, which is a very successful stablecoin, don't get me wrong, is only doing 22 million in volume right now. This is peanuts in comparison to what Ripple is now doing with RLUSD. And RLUSD literally just launched, like it's just getting up and running. We can't even get an accurate market cap tracker for RLUSD yet. And that's why it shows this error thing right here, because we're not even like fully tracking the market cap of RLUSD yet, and it's already doing over 600 million in volume. Now, the reason why I believe this is happening is actually fairly obvious. Since the start, Ripple's goal was always to work with large banking institutions to help them adopt cryptocurrency. And this is kind of unrelated, but just goes to prove the point. What we are seeing here is DZ Bank, the second largest bank in Germany, is now using Ripple's custody product. What Ripple has done is create an entire suite of financial products for financial institutions using cryptocurrencies, custody, stablecoins, ODL, cross-border payments, different kinds of DeFi applications. Ripple has built an ecosystem for financial institutions to get onboarded into the cryptocurrency ecosystem.
Great stuff there from Mickle. Like you said, Ripple has built a suite of products and services that institutions can use. And Ripple is starting to sign more and more customers in the U.S., especially since Trump has been determined as the next president. So great things coming for Ripple for sure. Let's take a look at one other thing before we get out of here. I wanted to show you guys, and this coming from Mr. Mann. Here he says banks don't need to buy XRP. You're right, because people are gifting them to the government. Gifted XRP could facilitate U.S. banks' digital currency system, acting as a bridge for cross-border payments. It may drive regulatory clarity, enhance interoperability. Let's take a listen to this video, quick video here that he reposted.
Donald Trump just announced that he is accepting XRP donations for 2024. Not only XRP, but also Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, USDC, XRP, Dogecoin, ZRX, and even Shiba Inu. What? Now, in this photo on his website, it's also showing Avalanche and Cardano, but they aren't listed. What do you think? Does Trump need our crypto? I mean, isn't he a billionaire? And will Trump be better than Biden for the crypto community if he wins? Let me know your thoughts. Donald Trump.
There you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Will Trump be better for crypto specifically than Biden was? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate you jumping on. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on the flip side.